I don't know if the sound is right, because you know the sound is never right. But I want to do this video to just kind of like briefly. First of all, I want to apologize for the energy that I gave on the video the other day. I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna do that again, but I can't admit that it's beneath me. You know, I did have another way of dealing with it. I could have dealt with it differently, but I didn't. You know, I chose that route. Um, the reason why I gave it the same title, even though you're not going to get the same energy as last time, is because I feel like this is an opportunity for me to correct, you know, the energy from the last video. So this is the part two of that video. Today, I received multiple notifications from, you know, sisters and friends who let me know that Niambi had chosen to go live because she was offended that I talked about her for 1 minute in my previous video. My intentions when I brought up her name was not to be mean. I legit forgot her name because we only talked for about 3 months last year, and it was very brief. Like, um, she met me because I was doing lives with one of my sisters who we have in common, Claudette Gaze, and she met through her. She reached out to me. You know, she complimented me on my platform, and we did a video together on my platform, and um, then we did a video on her platform on Bigo. But because I'm an intelligent person and I pay attention to how people move, I noticed that when she wanted to do the live together. She wanted to be on my platform, but she didn't want me to be tied to her platform. So she did the video with me on my platform. And one of the things that she said about me in her video was that I was an opportunist and I was trying to get life off of her. Now, anyone who knows me knows that I don't send friend requests unless you sent me one and you was on my list forever and I done started watching your page and stuff and I done got to know you. And so if your friend request has expired, then I might go back and send you a friend request. But I don't send friend requests to girls. I don't reach out to girls on Facebook and try to befriend them. And so this notion of me being an opportunist, that is not factual, that is fiction, because I do not do that. I can scroll down my Facebook now and show you countless friend requests that I have not entertained because I've learned to not allow everybody into my space simply because they like my energy. Because some people come just to drain you and take from you. Not everybody comes to give. So when we met, at first, you know, I was comfortable with her platform. Um, I was like respecting the work that she was doing, but there's a certain part of the entertainment effect, you know, that she does to keep her platform going. And so during the time when I was knowing her, she was posting, you know, things on Facebook and she was like reading random people to make her to make her followers laugh. And I don't, people who know me know that I can be funny and I can be entertaining, but that is not the nature of my platform. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm not here to make you laugh. If you laugh, that's wonderful. If you are entertained, that's great. But that is not my purpose. I'm not here for clicks and views and likes. I'm not here to have a following because, like I said, and I keep saying, flies will gather to shit. So it's not about how many people are watching. It's about the quality of the people who are watching and what their intentions are for watching. Hopefully, you're learning something from me. So, anyway, and you don't have to agree with me on everything. This is where me and a lot of girls really, can't see eye to eye, because I can look at things from both sides of the coin. Lay lim, lay lur. Lay lim, lay lur. I see things from both sides: masculine, feminine, dark, light, chaos, order. I'm gonna be right back. I have to go to the bathroom. I have to go and get my tea. Let me go get my tea. But can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Somebody leave a comment and let me know if you can hear me. Because I don't want to be talking a long period of time and you can't hear me. Can someone leave a comment and let me know if y'all hear me or not? But yeah, so she pretty much she pretty much said a whole bunch of stuff. Like, it was a long video. And she insulted my aesthetic. I'm used to that, So I'm not gonna entertain that. I'm not gonna be petty and entertain, the stuff that she said about my aesthetic. But the things that she said about me having roaches. Now, if I had a lot of roaches, y'all would see me swatting them because I'm not ashamed. I'll swat one anytime I see one. If I had a lot of roaches, you would see me slapping one every time I was on live. So I can't have a lot of them, but I do have a few. Now, you said that you're trying to have a nonprofit. Okay, thank you, baby. You said that you're trying to have a nonprofit where you want to help the trans community. You do realize that the trans community that you're going to be helping lives below, most of them live below the poverty line. So you're going to be helping people who lack resources, and they may have roaches. And so for you to sit up and mock my struggle as a girl who is not a grand girl, nor do I try to be, because I know what it takes to be a grand girl. I know a lot of grand girls. I know a lot of them. And I didn't want to be like any of them. I have not met a grand girl that I wanted to be like. I've not met, I'm 45 years old, and I know a lot of girls who give you the illusion on Facebook with the bedazzle and the jewels and the hair and the lavish houses. I know a lot of those girls. I've known some of them before they became that girl that y'all see as a grand girl. I knew a lot of them in their humble beginnings. And I know what they've had to do behind the scenes to give you the illusion of what you see when you look at them on live. And I was not willing to do those things. So if that means that I'm going to have 3 or 4 roaches running around and still have my soul, it's well with my soul. Okay? Okay? Because roaches running around does not affect my intelligence. It does not it does not affect my character. It does not affect my will. It does not affect my ability to get the things that I need. Okay? All right? She made comments about my sex life. Those who really know me, those who are very close to me, they know what the truth is. And some of y'all who friends with me on my Kaneem Mafa page, you know what the truth is. Me and her got into an argument. The last straw for me was, and I said this in the last video. I was triggered. You know, I did do a rant about the ballroom scene, and I think it just had become overwhelming for me. I got triggered all over because, you know, people don't know. Back in the day, I walked the ball one time. I walked little, you know, mediocre balls that wasn't really tied to no houses. You know, people copying off of New York culture back in New Orleans. You know, copying off of New Orleans. Copying off of New York. So I walked a couple of balls back in Louisiana and won. Excuse me. But I walked the ball one time in Atlanta when I was like, I want to say it was right after Katrina, and I never needed gay men or my sisters to validate my femininity. Even before I started transitioning, you know, and I talk about a lot of this stuff in my book. You know, I wasn't a girl who needed the gay community or needed, you know, Butch Queens and stuff to tell me that I was fish. I never needed that validation. So the ballroom culture, when I went into it, I couldn't commit to it, and I couldn't commit to pageants and all of that because I never needed it. I've said mean things about it when I didn't understand it, but let's be clear, I do not hate ballroom culture. I do not hate um, I do not hate the culture of pageantry. I've said mean things because I was struggling. And when we struggle, we because we're trying to understand. And so sometimes we vent because we're frustrated, because we're trying to understand. And when something get on your nerves, sometimes I come to this platform to vent when I don't understand something or I'm struggling with something, and I try to be authentic and be where I am. So yes, I have said negative things about ballroom, and I think if we're going to be realistic and we're going to be honest, and we're trying to tell the whole story, then it makes sense that there would be negative comments that would be made about ballroom. If we're being critical and we're judging it the same way they judge you when you walk balls, the same way they judge you when you're in a pageant, what's the problem with me judging ballroom altogether? What's the problem with me judging pageantry altogether? So it's okay for y'all to judge the participants, but it's not okay for us to judge the entity as a whole. It's not okay to judge ballroom as a whole. It's not okay to judge the pageantry system as a whole. I am just supposed to be judged when I come in there, but I can't judge y'all. That's not acceptable. So anyway, when I walked my first ball in Atlanta, um, I knew that the girl that I was competing against was not supposed to win, you know. Um, but because she was a familiar face and because she had family and I did not have a family, I was walking free agent by myself. They chopped me and they gave it to her. Now I was in a very different space, you know, back then. So when they chopped me, I did not take it well. I snatched the mic from the MC and I said, "Sweetheart, I've sold bottles on Bourbon Street for $140, $150. Bottles that they paid $12 for at the store, and then came into our bar and We sold them for $120. $12 bottles of J. Roget. And I sold these bottles to heterosexual men who I went upstairs and entertained for hundreds of dollars. And I've done this with long hair and with a bald head, with little bitty breasts, with big breasts, with nuts and no nuts. all my life, I've always been able to attract men, women. I never really had an issue with that. So I never needed the ballroom to tell me to give me my tens. And that's basically what I expressed when I was on the mic. I don't need y'all to give me life. I don't need that from y'all. You know, y'all are not fixing to mold me into y'all are not gonna mold me into some some archetype of what you think womanhood should be when you're not even attracted to women. Like, I'm not gonna let you tell me. I'm not gonna let you. That's what that song is about. You can't define my pussy. I'm not gonna let you tell me what my femininity has to look like, or what my femininity should be. Because when I do that, I'm submitting to patriarchy. I'm submitting to the brotherhood, even if he gay, even if he's a gay man, and I'm letting him tell me, letting him define my womanhood, and letting him tell me what it means to be a woman, then I am submitting to patriarchy and I'm submitting to the brotherhood. And I will not do that. I will not let a man tell me and validate my womanhood. I'm not gonna do that. I don't care if it's a trans woman who is coming at me from a patriarchal perspective. I'm not going to let y'all define that for me. And that's why I'm so happy that I spent not $500, not $1,000, but $1,500 to have my first book published. And I'm so thankful. I just made the last payment and I spent $1,500 with these roaches up in here. Could have went and bought some boric acid, but the reason why I ain't bought none is because I had a cat up in here and I was worried about my cat. But I can show you the cracks in the floor that they coming through. I could show you when they wasn't here when I got here. They wasn't here for the first year. I honestly think, my neighbor got a few dogs. My neighbor over there got a few dogs. We already know what dogs give. They be dropping crumbs on the floor. They don't clean everything up. And that could draw them. Because I sure don't leave nothing out for them. Everything going under fall and getting put up and going in the refrigerator. I don't leave shit out on the stove. I don't leave dirty dishes in the sink. So I don't know where these hoes coming from. But they ain't coming from here. Anybody who know me, my pet peeve is dirty dishes in my sink. I may not be the neatest, cleanliest person, but I don't play about my bathroom and I don't play about my kitchen. That stove, I don't leave food on the stove overnight. I don't leave food in my sink. I don't leave dirty dishes in my sink. I don't do that. And my toilet will never be nasty. Now, because I'm an artist and because I have a job and I work, now I do have a partner, but he does not live here. We're still living separately. So pretty much I'm doing everything by myself right now. But what I do is I don't draw them. So they're coming from somewhere else. And so for you to get on your live and make make jokes about my situation, and in the same breath you're saying that you want to have a nonprofit so that you can help the girls, make it make sense, sister. You say you want to have a nonprofit so you can help the girls, and I know what girl sent her the video. She made sure I knew what girl sent her the video. I know what girl sent the video. And there was no malicious intent. Like, what I said about her in that last video was not malicious. I only brought her name up amongst a whole bunch of other girls' names. But it was not to be malicious. Now, the energy of the live, I could see that being triggering. Because I was triggered. I was putting a reading back. But the read wasn't for her. But when you start lying, and I want to say this, and I'm not saying this to be messy. I'm saying this to be honest. So a couple of years back, and me and Empathy are gonna do a live, and we're gonna talk about this because I see Empathy almost every day. Me and Empathy talk on the phone all the time. Y'all are confusing the stories between, and for the sake of this video, I'ma say her name because I need it to be clear. Y'all are confusing falling out with Milan with me falling out with Empathy. Because now y'all are starting to get confused and y'all saying the reason why me and Milan are not friends anymore is because I was trying to make Milan have sex with me. And that's never like Milan. I know Milan would never tell y'all that because that's an out and out lie. Now she can be malicious and she could say some mean stuff, but Milan would never lie on me like that. She would never tell y'all that. So what y'all have done, the ones who are spreading this rumor, is that you're confusing what happened with me and Empathy in 2020 with me not speaking to Milan anymore. Now, what happened with Empathy, we've dealt with it. We're good now. We talked about it. And I'm going to bring her on here and let her tell the story because what y'all are doing right now is y'all are slandering my name. And I do have a job. And I do have friends who are attorneys. And I'm letting you know that if anyone lies on me and makes up something that is not true, I will sue you. I will sue you. I will get a lawyer and take legal action against you. It is not okay to accuse me of being a predator and saying that I'm trying to charge somebody for sex, trying to charge rent for sex. That's not okay. It's not okay to say that. You will not slander my name like that. You can talk about the roaches. You could talk about my crooked teeth. You could talk about my breath. You could talk about my HIV status. You could talk about my pussy. You could talk about my lopsided titties. You could talk about all of that all you want to. I'm unbothered. But when you start lying and trying to make me look like a sexual predator, that's when we're talking court. And what little coins you have, I will sue you for them and go and get some boric acid for my home. I will go and hire me an exterminator for my home. Because I have the screenshots of you putting out that lie. It's already been screen recorded of you putting out that lie. So you could delete the live if you want to. But I already have the screen records of you lying, of you spreading false tea. You got the girls confused. And it's not a predator because I've never forced myself on anybody. I've never been like, oh no, you gonna give me some sex, and if you don't give me no sex, you can't stay here. I've never did that. Never did nobody like that. Now I done flirted when my testosterone was a little high. I done said some things. Yeah, I'm not completely innocent. Yeah, I have. I flirted. I've done that. But I ain't never held nobody down. It was like, you gonna give me this, or you gonna give me that, or you gonna do this, or you gonna. I've never done that. So don't try to put out rumors that I am out here being a sexual predator and raping people, or don't do that. Don't go there, cause you will see me in court, sis. That's what I'm letting you know, sis. You will see me in court, sis. Because it's that serious. It's that serious. And I'm so tired of y'all trying to tell me how I'm supposed to act with my pussy. I said in the video, the last video, that we all have an inner punk. I said that. I'm not denying my male side. Lay lim, lay lur. You think because I have a vagina that somehow I have to fit into this idea of what it means to be a woman. Everybody who is born with a vagina does not act a certain way. And maybe if you got that dick from between your legs, you'd understand that not having the penis doesn't mean that you have to all of a sudden act a certain way. There are biological females who do not have penises who still do masculine things. It's called being human. But you girls steady trying to tell me how I'm supposed to behave with my vagina. And you don't even have one, but you're speaking on how I'm supposed to act with mine. Walk in my shoes before you speak on my journey. Get you some experience first. Get you some experience first before you speak on my journey. And if you really here to help the community, you gotta understand. Reading a girl for having pestilence, and you want a nonprofit, what does that say about you? Nonprofits are created to help people who are less fortunate. That's their purpose. You want a nonprofit, sister, and you took the time to sit on live and to condemn a girl who has pests. What does that say about your integrity? So, yeah, I'm focusing on, I'm finna get back to focusing on me. Yesterday I was not feeling well at all. I was real sick last night, real sick, honey. That's why I'm drinking this tea now, and you could probably listen. I'm still a little congested, but thank you, God, Goddess, that I feel so much better today. People still trying to play social constructs. People really need. Oh, I wish I could have saw that. Yeah, but you please type that below the video because when y'all comment while the live is going, I'm on my phone, so I can't see the comments when you comment during the video. Like if I had my laptop now, I could see them going up the side, but they fade out fast when you do them right here. So you always leave the most beautiful and profound comments. Please share that in the comment section, because I would love to read it. I always love your comments. I always love your insight. I always love what you have to say. Hope you a speedy, strong recovery. Thank you so much, sister. But yeah, like I'm whole, and I cannot express that enough. My trans identity, my woman identity, yeah, I'm female on paper because I have to be. That's the way this society set up. I'm not fixing to have an M on there and have to go up in male spaces looking like this. Yeah, I'm female on paper. And when it's an opportunity for me to get some resources, I'm trans. Just like people black when they could get a coin out of being, just like people is black women when they can get a coin out of being black women, just like people is white on their ID so they can get white privilege. I'm trans when I could get something out of it. But in real life, in real life, I'm whole. I'm my mother and my father, my grandmother and my grandfather, my great grandmother and my great grandfather, with or without a pussy. I just felt more comfortable not having a penis attached to my body. I like penis in me, not on me. It's that simple. I like it in me, not on me. It's not a big deal. I'm still whole though. I don't have to keep my dick in my balls to be a man or to do manly things. I don't have to have dick and balls. Like I don't have to have a full package down here for it to be okay for me to slip up and do butch queen things. For me to do man things. I don't have to keep my dick and balls for it to be okay. Because whether I got dick and balls or not, I still have a father and he lives in me. I still have a grandfather, two grandfathers, one on my mama's side and my daddy's side, and both of them live in me. Great great grandfathers, even more of them, and they live in me. So no, I don't have to be walking around here with dick and balls to give big dick energy. Females say it all the time. They got females who literally walk around with cock necklaces on and cock jewelry and say I'm giving big dick energy. But the girls always trying to critique you and try to tell you how you gotta move because you locked in a box in a corner inside of your mind. But I just wanted to make this video to address the things that were said in her video. Like I said, I don't reach out to girls. I don't send friend requests. The reason why we knew each other was because she hit me up. So that debunks that whole opportunist thing. Who was really the opportunist? See, I said in my last video, people love trying to put you in boxes they're in. I never reached out to you, never hit you up. You hit me up. You we did the first live on my page. So if I'm trying to get your people and I'm trying to, if I'm trying to get your followers, wouldn't I would have came on your page? So then they could have followed me from your page. Then when we did the Bigo on your platform, everybody know Bigo video disappear right after you do it. So why would you lie and say I was trying to get life off of you? And saying I was trying to be an opportunist, like why would you spin that narrative like that, sister? We don't like what you call it said in Friday. You don't have to lie, Craig. You don't have to lie. It benefits no one. This is why so many girls are waiting on my friends list now because of stuff like this. Cause now she's lying and spinning the story and saying the only reason why me and that girl fell out. The only reason why me and that girl fell out. is because a lot of stuff she was posting on her page, it was irking me, but I was able to deal with it. I was like, she working her angles. She trying to get where she need to be. She trying to. I was understanding it. I was being patient with her. I was like, she going somewhere. She doing something. I'm supporting my sister. See, when she made that post about the ghetto twins, and she read the ghetto twins, and I grew up on the ghetto twins. When you came for the ghetto twins and posted that picture of them when they said they looked like Klingons, when you did that, and then I came in the comment section and I didn't get cute with you at first, cause I'm always gonna come humbly first, and then you said something cute, then we started going at it in the comment section. That's when I was done. I really honestly wanted you out of respect to delete the post. Because you didn't just offend me, you offended a lot of people that was from New Orleans. You offended a lot of girls. You offended a lot of girls who were from New Orleans. I grew up on the Ghetto Twins. I loved the Ghetto Twins. And the Ghetto Twins went to college, got degrees, and are still doing things to give back in Louisiana. And for you to make that post was super insensitive. And I did what we should do to each other. When someone offends you, when someone is doing something that offends you, you don't talk about them behind their back. You go to them respectfully and call them out and hold them accountable. And that's what I did. And when I did it, you went ballroom on me. You got catty. There was no humility. There was no maybe I'm wrong, maybe I shouldn't do this. There was no humility. You got catty. And it just triggered me for the whole ballroom. And that's why I did the live about the ballroom. Because first I came humble. And I had to defend in the comment section because it was buku people that was amening you. And you have friends from New Orleans like I thought we were friends. Why would you post that? Is attention so important that you have to disrespect people that you call your friends? So if you're gonna tell the story, tell it correctly. And I saw Ken D up under the post calling me Sugarfoot. And all I could do was this emoji with him. Because Ken D, you have been in every girl inbox I know, yet you scared of HIV. This is the reason why you would not talk to me. The first time Ken D tried to talk to me, Ken D came at me, didn't come at him either. Beautiful, told me I was intelligent, you know what I'm saying, and he really, really wanted. So we was talking on the phone. For the girl who said I don't tell my status, I told Kendi I was positive. When I told him, I will never forget. He told me, "Oh no, I gotta live for my kids. Oh no, my children. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no, not my children. Oh man, you try. Oh my children, I gotta live for my children." That's what he said to me. Traumatized the shit out of me, triggered the shit out of me. You talk to nothing but girls. You got nothing but girls on your page, and you still scared of HIV? Really? You still scared of HIV? And you deal with nothing but girls? How many girls have you had sex with that probably have not told you their status? And I know you've been bottoming because you love the girls. And I know you done bottomed for a girl without a condom before. Because if you was that petrified of getting it, what that tells me is that you don't like to use condoms. Because if you like to use condoms, then why would you be scared of getting HIV? Being undetectable means untransmutable, first of all. I'm undetectable. Secondly, if we're using condoms, what do you have to worry about? So your fear when I said to me that you don't like to use condoms. Now, months later went by after we had that connection. Months went by, he hit me up again. He gave the same speech. He forgot who I was. I guess he smoked a lot of weed. I don't know. I smoke a lot of weed too, so I'm not really judging him for forgetting. But he forgot that he had already tried to holler at me. Went through the same speech. Went through the same spiel. I spilled him my tea again. He did the same exact. He gave the same exact speech. Oh, my children, gotta live for my children, gotta live for my kids. Oh no, I can't do that. Oh no. So when I went live on him and said what I said about him, you don't think it was merited? You don't think Candy might have deserved that? Reaching out to girls, whispering sweet nothings in their ear. Then when they tell him the truth, he triggered them by talking to them like they dirty nothings, like they scum because they're living with the virus. Do you know how impacted our community is by HIV? Do you know where we get it from? Do you know how I got HIV? I got it from one of y'all. Out here pretending to be tops and somewhere else bottoming. That's how I got it. Someone like you. It was from somebody like you. In fact, the one who gave it to me was a Taurus, just like you. Was friends with all the girls, just like you. So, and Candy, I think you're older than me. And the fact that you don't have any empathy at your age, as old as you are, you didn't know how to communicate your concern without traumatizing me. And the worst part about it is it was unwarranted. If you're gonna reach out to a girl and try to pursue her and try to have a relationship with her, you have to know that HIV potentially comes with the territory. You have to know that this girl could potentially be positive. And so when you try to pick up on a girl or talk to a girl, knowing that that comes with the territory, you should never take the approach of saying, oh no, I gotta live for my. You should never do that. You could have simply said, I have some concerns about that. I don't think that this is gonna be a good fit for me. I apologize for wasting your time. You're still a beautiful person. You're still very creative. But right now, I'm not secure with that. I'm uncomfortable with that. And I don't want to put that negativity on you. I don't want to make you feel like that. I don't want, because I am not in a good place with HIV, I don't want to put those negative feelings on you. I don't want to make you feel like it's something wrong with you or like you're a bad person simply because I have not done the work that I need to do to be able to accept you and love you the way that you need to be loved. Am I making sense? It's not what you do, it's how you do it. And so again, I want to apologize, for the energy that I put out on the last live. You know, I am going to be doing some funny videos next month because it's the month of petty. But I'm not going to be, and I'm going to be addressing a lot of stuff that's been happening to me. And it's going to be for entertainment, but it's also going to be educational. It's gonna be therapeutic for me. It's gonna help me work through some things. I'm gonna be able to, tap into a I can rarely tap into anymore because I'm trying to exhibit growth. I'm trying to show growth. Amen, a woman. Um, my job is, my job can be a bit stressful at times. My relationship can be a bit stressful at times. Um, the things that I do in community can be a bit stressful at times. Living in New York, definitely. This is not my home. You know, I'm living somewhere where I'm just, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to keep my head above water. I'm trying to do what I need to do. Because when I came back to New York, um, I came back to New York to prove something to myself. The last time I went home to New Orleans, I didn't feel accomplished. I felt like I ran from New York. I felt like I tucked my tail and I ran. That's why I came back up here. Not because I don't love Louisiana, not because I don't love New Orleans, not because I feel out of place when I'm in New Orleans, because I don't need I don't need I don't need certain things in New Orleans to make me feel at home. Like I'm gonna be fine, like New Orleans gonna always be home to me. It's gonna always be a place that I love and a place that I have respect for because most of my growth and my healing happened in New Orleans. So New Orleans is always gonna be special to me. That's where I was born. It wasn't where I was raised totally, but that's where I was born. I was born at Charity Hospital 129. So, but I miss New Orleans. I miss Louisiana in general. And living in New York is difficult because this is not home. But I came back up here to prove a point. And since I've been back up here, I'm blessed to say that I've worked with an organization, been working with this organization now for 9 months. And we're doing work that has never been done by any other organization in this country. We are a safe injection site, and I work the our we have over 200 employees, and I'm one of them. I'm a part of an organization that's doing groundbreaking work. Like some of this wasn't even legal at one point in time. Like there's a first to get this stuff legalized. Like I'm up here in New York. I came from Louisiana and I'm up here doing trailblazing work up here. My music is finally starting to get streams. I'm finally starting to get checks from my music. I put enough money into it. About time I start to see a check. And I've published my first book since I've been here. So when y'all try to say that, oh, she's bitter, she's not accomplishing anything, she's not doing anything, it's because I'm not doing it in the gay scene. It's because I'm not doing it in the pageantry scene, the ball scene. But I'm making strides. I'm doing tremendous things. I performed last year for the for the Trans March, got paid and was booked, and getting paid and booked again this year for it. I'm even in a documentary in New Orleans that's touring the country right now. I seen the commercial. I've been on the website. So when y'all say that I'm not and I've done a documentary since I've been here, two of them. And I'm about to be in a calendar for 12 trans women that's being released next month. So, not doing anything. Ma'am, you serious? Girl, sitting in a room full of art that I motherfucker that I painted. Like if we take a tour of the house, it's art all over the house that I painted. But you think that my life is not fulfilled? I done left the country 4 times, ma'am, without a job. So yeah, that concludes my rant. It's like, people just gonna have the narrative of you that they want to have of you. People gonna see you how they want to see you. And it's hurtful. That so many of us in the trans community are allowing outside forces to shape how we see ourselves and who we value and who we respect. And you know, the reason why y'all don't see everything that I do because I don't have a link tree set up to show you everything I've accomplished. I do documentaries and I do stuff, and I don't overshare it. Like I let them do what they're gonna do with it. The things that are important to me, like I support other people's vision and I support other people's work. And I don't always show that on my platform. Like you'll go on my page and you won't see none of that stuff. Cause I don't promote it. Kevin fuss at me all the time about not promoting myself good enough. Kevin said all the time, you don't promote yourself good enough. And I don't. Because that's not why I do the things that I do. I don't do it to try to get clout or to try to get attention or I do it because it's in my heart. I wanna be a part. I wanna do the work that it takes to leave a legacy behind. And it don't all have to be it don't all have it all going down on my timeline perfectly for y'all. Like you know how much content I got. You know how many stories I done told. You know how much I put out. Like that's what's important to me is like telling stories that help to elevate the next generation. And I want you to learn from my faults as well as the things that I do well. I want you to learn from it all. I don't want you to just learn from what I showed you that I did right. I want you to learn from the stuff that I did that you like, girl, that's not the move, sis. I think I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. I also want you to be able to look at me and do that. Now she could have said that differently. I think I'm gonna say that, but I think I'm gonna say it differently. I want you to learn from me like that. I'm cool with that. Like you ain't always gotta see me on point. You can see me a mess sometimes. Cause I want you to learn from me even when I'm in my mess. Lay lim, lay lur. That's wholeness. Okay? Alright, good. Got it. Let me get my candle. Girl, I started to get an imaginary roach girl and kill it for y'all. So dead. Yes. So this candle is lit to acknowledge the ancestors who have come, the ancestors who are here, and the ancestors who are coming. Normally, I light 3 candles when I get ready to leave my house because I pray every day before I leave the house. I get on my knees and I pray every day. Let me show y'all my prayer. As a matter of fact, let's pray together. Ooh, I'm feeling real spiritual, so let's pray. Ooh, let me show you the prayer. That's how it goes. And me and my partner did it together today. So it goes. As above, so below. As within, so without. So when I say as above, that means I'm connected to what's above. And I say so below, that means I'm connected to what's below. When I say as within, that means I'm connected to everything that's within. And when I say as without, that means I'm connected to everything around me. And we have to remind ourselves that everything is us. Everything is us. And when we get into it with each other, we are struggling with ourselves. So the argument that me and Nan be having is because there's something in me that she sees herself in that's triggering her, and there's something in her that's triggering me that I don't like. There's something there are parts in her that I'm trying to remove from myself. And when I see another girl being so bold and comfortable in it, it triggers me. But I still cannot say, like, even though we're all from the same roots, the branches don't have to go in the same direction. And so branches go in different directions, but we still connected to the same root. So back to the prayer. I had a moment. Because I want to make sure y'all understand the prayer and not make up what you think it means. This is what it means for me. It can mean something else for you, but this is what it means for me. So I do it 3 times. So we already did it 1 time. So it's as above, so below, as within, so without, as above, so below, as within, so without. Thank you, God, Goddess, a man, a woman, Lelim, Layla. And so that's my prayer. I do that every day before I leave my house. I pray and I remind myself that I'm connected to everything. So whatever happens, that's me happening to me. That's me. I don't need to be afraid of it because this is me happening to me. As above, so below. As within, so without. I create my reality. It is not created for me. A man, a woman. And so if I keep peace within myself, if I keep joy within myself, if I keep compassion and thoughtfulness within myself, that is what's going to exist outside and around of me. And sometimes I may get frustrated because that may look different on other people. Everybody not meant to be in the same place at the same time. We don't all, we're not all born at the same time, and we not all gonna die at the same time. So we not always gonna be at the same place in consciousness at the same time. Amen, a woman. Down down the last ku it keeps spinning and turning iangani iyanko kalukalo, which means I am a child of God Goddess. And if I am, you know you are. Love y'all. Have a good night.